Hope it is. Yes, it's working. Hello people, my name is Kami and I am working on Give Us a Cthulhu Adventure. It's an adventure game you can check out in the link in the title and download it. And today I'll be working on some animations. I'll be doing cleanup animation. And let's get started.
I'll be updating your title.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, please do that because I'm not logged in with our account. And I cannot do it.
Good. Yummy.
So, I started this animation yesterday evening. And now I just have a little bit more and I want to finish it. So, we'll finish this animation, it won't be long. And after that, I'm gonna work on some more backer portraits. Especially the one we started yesterday. I want to finish it. Now, what I'm trying to do here is make the lines as smooth and clean as possible over the sketch that Liviu, the main artist from Gimbus, has provided me. Why are you laughing, Liviu? Because I said you're the main artist? No, I think it was only Liviu. Now, as I've said many times before, doing cleanup animation is not that exciting because you keep on drawing similar drawings and you have to draw a lot of them to get the character moving. But I hope you guys like it. And this animation is almost done, so you'll be able to see the result in no time.
Of course it's exciting.
It's really relaxing for the one doing the drawing. Because you just have to pay a lot of
result
attention.
is nice.
And so, no, I think you get the same effect as you do with those Zen drawing books, you know? The adult coloring books. What are they called? Hello, Granite Cupcake. How are you? You know, actually, what I could do, Livia, I could just post on my Facebook. Post that I'm streaming.
I post it on Twitter. Yeah, you can post on your Facebook, sure. Do that.
Yes, so we'll get more viewers. I wrote love streaming instead of live streaming.
Love streaming.
What a brilliant
That's a good one. We are
Love
now
streaming.
love streaming some more. Because we love streaming. And maybe you could play what after you post
Yeah.
Maybe you could play what you were.
Hey guys.
You can
So
play
we
the
have-
animation first, right?
Yeah,
What you have so
sure. I'll do that. So here is what we have so far. So I drew the body, and now I only have to do the head. I'm working on the head, and then we'll add the features, the eyes, the eyebrows, and the lip sync. Well, it's not exactly lip sync. It's just mouth movements. This is what we got so far. So I really like it. I really like this approach that we're using colored lines, colored contours, and they look awesome. Okay, let's just go back to the head layer. Cool.
Yeah, I love the colored outlines too.
Yeah,
I'm so glad we're doing it. They complicate things a little bit, but I think it's worth it.
it is. Cool, cool, cool. Hey, Flimsycon! Okay, these frames, where were we? Here. Too bad Radu Komesh isn't here because he said he's interested in how we do animation. But he'll check the video later if he wants to see. Am I drawing on the right layer? So this is actually how I started working in this doing art and drawing. Livy started working on this show which was called Rizărida pe Electrolizei, which is a Romanian web series, and they needed people who should do cleanup animation. Exactly what I'm doing here. So when I first came here, I had no drawing experience whatsoever. I was just very passionate about it, and I wanted to learn. And this is how I got started. Hey, Disciple! The whole gang is here. Cool. A few more layers.
Do you think you're gonna finish this one today?
Of course.
Cool.
I'll finish it very shortly. I really don't have a lot to do. The clothes are the ones which took me a while because it had all those colored lines, and I had to select each color and draw. I mean, that's more complicated. But here on the face, where it's the same color, it goes a little bit faster. Man, I really love Toon Boom. And before we used to work in Flash, and I couldn't draw freehand like I'm doing now. And you could only draw with the pen tool, which means putting a point and then drawing with Bezier curves, or whatever they're called. And that really reduces your creativity and your, I don't know, your freedom, artistic freedom. It shouldn't even be called drawing, just mechanically putting points and stuff. Okay. We have this. Hey Marco. When you notice the red light, I really don't know what you mean. Maybe that's Livia, do you know what he means? I don't know how to respond to that. I'm sorry.
Marco, you're gonna have to explain yourself.
Yes. How many cats are allowed in a case? As many as they fit in a picture. Cats unlimited. Cool. He will almost be done with the head.
Can you zoom it out and play it again a little bit?
Yeah, for the new people who join
I
us.
just wanted to see.
Yes.
I thought I saw something that I didn't like. But maybe it was just an illusion.
But it's not done yet.
I know.
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging.
Let me finish before you say it's bad. I really love this character. I really love him. He did such a great job, Livio.
See, there's a little bit of a hiccup there, but I don't know. Is it the same number of frames when he looks back and then he returns to his initial position?
Yeah, I think you were.
I think I forgot to tell you that you're supposed to copy paste some frames there. So he turns
And
back.
now he tells me.
I'm sorry. Like he turns back, and I don't think it's the same number of frames when he. Oh, anyway.
Is it important? Huh?
It's not. No.
I mean, do I need to do it now, or can we just adjust it later?
I think we're good. Yeah, Flimsy, you can have 4 cats with just the top of your head showing.
Okay. So Twitch shows the red recording live when a stream is live. It does? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, you can have 4 cats on the top of your head. With just the top of your head showing, sure. So it does not seem to be a backer this time. Could be. Marco, I don't know what you mean.
No, he means that you were doing backer portraits before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I will be doing, but I was working on this animation and I have just a little bit of more work to do on it and I'll finish it. So I was thinking that I show you guys the process of cleaning up the animation. So, I mean, if you guys get bored watching me do this, you can just go and do some portraits. But it's interesting. I think it's nice that that you see the whole process of what we're doing.
Yeah. Yes, they do, Flimsy. Yes, they do.
So this is my job, guys, most of the time. So this is what I do all day long.
Well, not always.
Not always, no? Most of the times. Because portraits and stuff are just like so like a special rare thing. But this is like my main activity here. And I love it. So relaxing. because it keeps you in the zone. You have to be really focused. But it's not so hard as to get you frustrated or anything. You just have to pay a lot of attention and bring your mind to the present, in the moment. And spring is here.
Spring is here.
It has gotten so hot here in the attic. So hot. Nico, are you hot?
No, I'm okay.
You're okay. That's something.
We're always having these temperature
Nico is
arguments.
always cold in the winter, or always too hot in the summer. And I was curious how he feels now. Yes, Franciscan, I really need a steady hand, but I have that. I've been doing this for 5 years now. I really have a steady hand. I have a lot of practice. Granite Cupcake, sorry, Marco. Yeah, Granite Cupcake's portrait, I can show it to you. 1 second. Have it right here. You can see the final result. This is it. This is what we did yesterday. And I'm pretty happy with it. I really like how it turned out. Okay, a lot of questions. So, Granite Cupcake. Yeah, the process here, Liviu makes a character. So this part of the process is called
An amazing looking character.
Concept art part. So he makes a lot of sketches and finds a character or characters that he likes. He also did a stream a few weeks ago, no, with drawing characters from imagination, and some of them turned out really good. So he decided to.
I'm actually
give them-
animating one of those right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome. You should show it to us. And when we have a nice character and we like it, Liviu usually does the rough animation, which is this sketch that I am drawing over. So Liviu does the hard part, the part of giving life to the character, and I do the part that requires a lot of patience and it's more time consuming but less creative. So
It is
Liviu-
creative.
no, this part is, you couldn't call it creative. So this part is just about making the animation final and making it look good. So all the lines have to be really straight, really good looking. All the edges have to go where they should be.
Oh,
So-
and everyone's gonna be able to see the process. I mean, the different phases of creating those characters in the art book, because we're probably gonna have like
Yeah.
initial sketches and then the final product. So
Yeah, and then Granite Cupcake, you asked if there are characters made exclusively by me. No, so far there haven't been because I haven't been doing character design at all. I don't have any experience with that. And
but I'm encouraging you to
thank you for your encouragement. But man, that's such a hard part. I mean, Liviu is so awesome at this. I couldn't even compete with him, so I think I'll just leave him do all this
That's not
concept
true.
thing. But I will be animating some of them. So a few days ago, he even gave me he gave me a character, which will be pretty important because he's pretty big on the screen and he will be what's his jumping time? How do you say first? Up close, yeah. And I had to animate him from scratch. But yeah, I'm not so happy with the results, so I still have to work on that. I had like so far Liv is doing such such a great job. I hope I will be able to do some animations, but I'm pretty new at this because, as I said, I've only been doing cleanup animation. I don't have experience with animating stuff, animating characters from scratch, and I'll definitely try that. Some attempts have been successful, but I really have to work on that. So until then, Liv is gonna do the rough sketches or at least the key poses that the character has to do, and then I'm gonna do the part that requires more time and more patience. Yeah, so anyone who's watching this is welcome to ask any questions, post any comments, feedback, or anything. Because otherwise, I'm running out of ideas of things to say if you guys don't ask me anything.
Liv, come and check my animation.
Are you doing animations too, Nico?
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you ever thought you're gonna be an animator when you grow up?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Nico? Sure. What's going on?
Yeah, so some animations will be done by Nico because um, these animations are pretty big space-wise. So if there's something like an animation where we just want the character to move his head up and down, I won't send Nico tens of PNG tens of images in a sequence because that would take up a lot of space, and he just moves the elements.
Hello, everyone.
Here and there. But it's a good thing we found Texture Packer, which really
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
something.
it's really nice to make I love animating.
Check it out now.
Just a sec. I love doing rough sketches, but Kami just makes them look so crispy and nice and just lovely to look at. Crispy Kami, yeah. So I just and the thing is that I should be a lot more patient as an animator, but I don't think I could do Kami's job. She's just so she has that.
Yeah, he has the talent, I have the patience.
No. This doesn't
but it's
just
true.
require patience. It requires a combination of talent and
No,
patience, which you
as
have.
I say, nerve of steel.
Yeah, and nerves of steel too. But it doesn't like it's a lot more artistic than it looks like. Because Kami's basically she has a super big responsibility of actually defining the look. Like she's establishing the final look of
This
the
is
animation.
how they're gonna look like in the game. So
Yes.
we have to make them look
So that's one responsibility that I'm happy to delegate.
Thank you. I'm happy to receive it. I love it.
Yeah. Aha.
So what I think,
Proszę.
what's the hardest part
Sure.
about making characters from scratch? Well, it's the whole creative process. Like, there are different levels to artistic skill, in my opinion. First, you have to be able to reproduce reality. So you want to have the ability to make something 3D look 2D and get the proportions right. So if you have a human character, you want it to make it look like human and get the proportions of the head, of the body, the body in perspective, right? But after you've achieved this, which is not a simple task in itself, is pretty complicated. Here comes the creative part, and you have to make something new. You have to create something from your imagination, which is not, of course, it couldn't be completely original. We rarely make completely original stuff. If it would be completely original, I don't think people would like it or would get it. It has to have something in common with what's been done before. It has to build on the type of characters we like. But you have to bring something new to it, and you have to, I don't know, find something nice to it. So that's a pretty subjective and I don't know, vague skill to have. It's not something you learn from books or from anyone. It's just something you
Either
really
have
hard.
or don't
It's
have.
hard to define. It's something you get with a lot of experience. So if you drew for years and years and years and you've seen a lot of stuff, you have a visual library and you can just take elements from your head and mix them up together and make something look good. But if you don't have this visual library, it's pretty hard to come up with something nice. It's like wanting to write a novel. If you haven't read a lot of books before, it's pretty hard to come with a nice story, which I don't know, has an original idea, but it's set up in a way that's traditional to a story. So usually when we read a story, we like it to have a beginning, something that's happening, then a resolution. And if you don't know these small, what should I call them? Um, and expressing myself in English is pretty hard. So if you don't hit these main points, people won't get your story. So you have to know how a story is told. You have to know what the elements of the story are, and then you have to bring something new to it. So for me, I'm still working on building that visual library and being able to reproduce reality. So if I see a house, I want to be able to draw a house which looks nice. Or if I see a dog, I want to be able to draw a dog as it is without bringing anything new to it. But once you get over that skill, once you are able to do that easily, then you can add stuff from your head and be creative. But you have to be a pretty good and experienced artist to get to that point. And I am not there yet because, again, I haven't been drawing for that long and my visual library is not very vast. So if I were to make this analogy again with writing stuff, it's like wanting to write a story, and let's say you want to write a story in French, but you don't really know that many words. So it's pretty hard to write a good story if you don't know the words and you cannot express yourself. So I'm still learning this language. After I'll master it, it will be easy to make up new stories and characters. But
I
for
wasn't.
now,
I just took a phone call in the bathroom because that's what we do for privacy here. So I wasn't peeing or anything. Just letting you guys know. And also, what I also
catch up
wanted
with the yeah, same.
what I also wanted to add was that Kami has a an even more difficult responsibility because, well, with this guy, I took my time and tried to make the rough animation as, as detailed as possible and as nicely drawn as possible. But usually, I'm a lot more sloppy than this, and then
Yeah.
Kami has to extrapolate what I was trying to draw there. So, trying to make her life a bit easier
Thank you.
lately, but that also means that I mainly do that because I'm trying to get as much animation done as possible in a short an amount of time as possible. But hey, look at this, we're all animating right now, in
Yeah.
case you didn't know, because
No, check it out.
Niku's making animations too in Unity, so that's cool. It's animation day. Let's see. Shoemaker acționează un pic și mai tare de acolo, de pe la mijloc.
So yeah, Granite Capi, to end my
Chiar să
answer,
aibă
I think this is the best
figura.
analogy. I am trying to learn the language of visual storytelling, and if I don't know the words yet, it's pretty hard to make up something cool. So I'm still learning the words. And
E foarte bun. I love it.
although this helps a lot that I work on the project and I work on these characters, it doesn't really help me get forward as fast as I am when I'm studying reality. So that's why every day, every 10 minutes, I have a chance and I have 10 minutes of free time, I'll just Google some pictures of people and or houses or something and sketch and trying to get the perspective right, trying to get the proportions right and everything. So what I'm trying to build is you see something and you have to make this connection between what you see, what you have in your head, and what your hand draws. So at the beginning, it was pretty hard for me to draw the perspective of things, So I used to see a house in perspective and I wanted to draw it, but the lines weren't the lines I saw because I didn't have that connection yet between what exactly I'm seeing when I'm drawing. Because we have this preconception about stuff. So if a house is square, then you draw a square, but rarely do you see it a square in nature. It's always a distorted form because of this perspective. It's the same with eyes. So all the small kids, if they draw eyes from the profile, they will do something like this, but you never see an eye like that from the profile. But they have this image of how an eye looks, and they cannot draw what they see, but what they think they see, because an eye in profile will always look like this. So yeah, I'm still trying to get these things right. So I don't know if that made any sense for you. I hope I answered your question. Okay, so we have the head. I think we have the whole head. Cool. Now let's see what we got so far. Yeah, Livo, I was actually talking.
I like it. I dig it. There's a frame there missing, I think.
Yeah.
Or a couple, which are not colored in.
Yeah, I'm trying to find them. Here they are. Hey, where did it go? And continuing on that question, once you get this ability to draw what you see and not what you think you see,
What you see is what you get.
you can draw anything. Like you can paint, you can draw people, you can do whatever because you've developed this ability to see things as they are, and that's the hardest thing. Like to see things as they are and be able to render them as you have them in your head. Because usually you have a clear image of something in your head, but when you try to put it on paper, it doesn't come out the way you want it.
Yeah,
And there's
because
also-
our brain distorts things, right?
Yeah, because it's again, as I said, when you know something is a square, you want to draw it as a square because you have this image in your head of what the object looks like from
Another
the front.
reality.
But in the reality, you don't see it as a square because it's in perspective and it's like all the lines go somewhere else. But you cannot make those two, I don't know, those two ideas come together and draw them as they are. Now let's see his eyebrows. So I'll take the colors, the color of the eyebrows and the color of the outline of the eyebrows. And I wanted to say another thing about this and forgot what it is. Okay, so Liv is answering the questions. I cannot read all the comments and draw at the same time, so I'll just wait for him to finish and then read some more comments. Okay, let's get to the eyebrows. You know, and it's the same with color. So we know that if something is white, we tend to draw it lighter if we were to paint that. But sometimes white in the shadow is not white at all and is a lot darker than we could imagine. So a lot of amateur artists get this wrong because they make the white too white and the dark too dark, and they don't really see that in reality white in the shadow and dark in sunlight might be the same value, might look the same. So that's pretty hard to get over these preconceived notions we have about reality. Oh, and about visual libraries, another interesting thing is that you have an image in your head about things. So I don't know, when you see a bear, you know that it's a bear because you know what a bear looks like. But if you guys were to draw this bear on a piece of paper, suddenly you don't really know what it looks like. You don't know how its paws are, don't know, I don't know how his eyes look or how his ears are. And that's because we have, I remember I read about this somewhere, but I don't remember all the details. But we have like a passive memory and an active memory. So the passive memory only compares the things, the inputs we get from the reality, and then it compares them and says, yeah, this is a bear, this looks like a bear. But the active memory has to remember all these details. So if you were to draw a bear or a dog or something, you have to remember all the little details of that object and draw them. And that's pretty hard because usually the things we know about things in general are not in the active memory. So if you ask me to draw, I don't know, a dragon, I cannot draw a dragon
Because you
from
didn't see
imagination.
one.
But I know
In
how a dragon
reality.
looks like, but I don't know all the details. So
What do you? Well, dragons are a lot more. Dragons are different
okay,
because there's
then if you ask me to draw
a
a
bumblebee.
cow, I know how a cow
Leprechaun.
looks like, but I
A
couldn't
leprechaun.
draw a good cow
Leprechaun.
without looking at the picture of a cow, you know? Because my head doesn't have all the information about how a cow looks like. I have to learn that stuff if I want to be a good artist. But Livius head has this
Livio knows everything
visual
about
library.
cows.
No, Livio knows a
I'm
lot
a
about
cow
reality.
expert.
Because he's been drawing since he was 3.
Only
And
Yes,
cows.
I've been drawing cows since I was 3.
no, but you've been drawing a lot of
I've
stuff.
devoted my life to studying and drawing cows.
So he has these active memories, images of things. Oh, I really have water here, but I don't. So that's why he can draw characters and I cannot.
I feel like I'm being experimented on.
Yeah. Inside the memory.
Because yeah, guys, we don't really pay attention to stuff. So if you guys think about, I don't know, the street going to your home, like, can you really remember how that street looks like, the houses and the trees and stuff? Because I don't think so. You think you remember it when you see it, when you're there, you say, yeah, of course I remember this. This all looks so familiar. But if you were actually to remember now, in this moment, details from that street, details from a house, you couldn't. So it's the same thing with art. You have to remember these things if you want to be a good concept artist. And I have to build a lot of visual library to be able to draw characters as good as Livius. And me and Livius have such a different approach to drawing. We're like at the opposite poles of drawing.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You're
No,
studying everything.
he drew since he was 3 years old, and he never really, I don't know, read books and studied this problem from a technical point of view. You know, never. He always did it for fun, and he was just naturally good at it.
Me a shadow for clean. Yeah.
But I
No, not right now.
I started drawing when I was 21, and I had such a rational, rational, systematic approach to it. I mean, I didn't draw for. I wanted. I mean, I was very passionate about it, and I was so passionate about watching other people draw. So I knew I wanted to do this, but I wasn't just drawing for fun because it was horrible. I mean, everything I drew was looking really bad, so it couldn't really be fun. But I read a ton of books and doing a lot of study and reading about what I should study and how I should approach this. But Liviu, he was always so natural. He just drew. I decided now I'm going to study color theory, and now I'm going to study perspective, and now I'm going to study anatomy. And I approach this as you would in school, you know, like we have this problem, we have to solve this problem. How do we solve this problem? But Liviu is always so, he just draws, just I don't know how he does it. He's a natural. I think this also relates. I think we have different personality types and approach the world differently. We need data, like a robot.
Robot Kami and Robot Niku.
Yeah, actually, he is building this project all by himself. I just machines. Doing this every week.
So yeah, Marco, if you can draw a box, I can teach you how to build on that ball and on that box and draw a skull, like and draw a human head and draw a body, because I can teach you how to take like simple objects and make them, put them in space and add details and stuff. So that's how I learned, you know. But Liviu, he just draws a human being. He just does it. I don't know. But yeah, when I started, I could barely draw a box too, so I was really bad at it. But there are different approaches for different people. But nobody is born with the skill to draw. It's something you learn, and I think everyone has the ability to do it. It's just that some people are not interested at all in this thing, and some people are. That's why Liviu, when he was 3 years old, he got really interested in it and did it for a long time, and that's why he's really good at drawing. And other people weren't, so they didn't do it, so they cannot draw anything right now. But it's like playing the piano or something. You're not born with the ability to play piano. I don't even believe in talent, I think. So Cyber Demon, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, and I like in the beginning I couldn't draw anything because yeah, I drew something and it was horrible. It was not the way I wanted to be, and then I erased everything and started again, and it was not how I wanted to be, and then I erased everything, and I just got stuck in this loop of doing something and erasing it, and doing something and erasing it, and that's a really bad place to start because you won't ever be able to get out of this loop. It's like in programming. Only if you get to a problem and it keeps on looping, the program crashes and you cannot get out of it. So the only solution to get out of it is not erase and just build on the bad stuff you got. So if you drew a really bad box, it doesn't matter. You just look at it and try to figure out what's wrong with it. And if it's a little bit too short, then you make it taller. And if it's too tall, you make it shorter and just add on what you have and trying to make it better because nothing is going to turn out perfect from the first try. So just try to build on what you have so far and it will get easier in time. I can assure you. But just don't overthink it. Like, you know that rule with 10,000 hours to be good at something. I think you just have to do at least 10,000, oh my god, I cannot speak English anymore, bad drawings in order to do good ones, you know? So just get over them as soon as you can. Quantity is better than quality when you're first trying to learn something, at least.
Sorry.
Hey Michael, how are you? I love streaming. So yeah, Cyber Demon, don't lose hope. I mean, I can assure you, if you don't give up, you will get really good at it. So the biggest stumbling block in your way to your goals is just giving up and thinking you're not good enough. That's if you give up, you'll never get there. But if you don't give up, it doesn't matter that you do it just a tiny step at a time. You will get there someday. I can assure you. Just don't get discouraged. And remember that things change and things get easier if you keep on doing them. And that was a lesson I learned very, very hard because I used to get so upset about my skills. Okay. For if there are any new viewers, let's see the animation again. I'm just drawing eyebrows now. I love this character. Okay, let's see where we left off here. So this is the same. same as here. Yep. This here. I'm just trying to figure out which frames repeat themselves.
Ah, you got it. Yay.
Yeah. Good eye, Michael. Nico, are you streaming today? He doesn't hear me.
Can you play the animation, Tommy, so you show the pose at the end?
Yes.
Because Michael and Pandemonium aren't nailed it. And I'm happy that it's visible, because I even dressed the guy the same way, just to make sure that it...
Just 1 second that I saw that this should be on top of the head. Ah, no, what did I do? Just 1 second. Hey, it's not any more layers. This should be somewhere around here. Yeah. Cool. So, sure. Just let me hide this one. Here's the animation, guys.
Oh, it's so weird that I hear you in real time and I see the stream on delay, so...
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So yeah, that pose at the end is the pose for the painting. Yeah. For sure.
So, Grand Cupcake, you believe that a work of art is as good as the emotion it creates, regardless of what critics critique. Yeah, sure, I agree. But you know, art is subjective. So, somebody might appreciate art for the emotion it creates, somebody might appreciate it for the skill that it shows. It depends. It depends. I mean, there's no actual. I mean, you can't really say that this is the way it should be and this is the way we should appreciate art. But yeah, I don't know. I think it has to have, in my opinion, I think it has to have both. It has to have both skill and create an emotion, because otherwise it. I don't know actually. I don't know. I agree with both of you. Cyber Demon, yes, I would argue no. No, yeah, of course, but who am I to argue, you know? Who am I to say what's art and what's not? It's just my subjective opinions. It doesn't mean anything. Art is whatever people want for art. But on the
These are some very deep discussions.
opposing view, I see a lot of painters who try to do hyper realistic paintings, and while I do appreciate their skill, I mean, it's impressive what they are able to do with a pencil or a brush or oil. I wouldn't call it art because it's just the it's a copy. It's a perfect copy of reality, and that it's just what a photograph does, and does equally as, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you just copy reality and you don't create, it's not that you don't create emotion, but if you don't add anything from yourself, I mean, if you just do what a camera does, what a machine does, then are you really an artist? I don't know. So it's all subjective, and people define art differently. So I think it has to have both. It has to have both skill and, I don't know, message, create emotion, something. Yeah, Michael, we have a point. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. We should make a poll or something. So in college, you know, I don't know if I just told you guys yesterday that I finished theater directing. So in college, in my background, like my teachers didn't even consider movies to be art. So I don't know. Yeah. I really liked a definition I read somewhere. Like artists, if but this applies to non artists, of course. But if you can do something, like if you guys can draw something that an artist draws, then it's not art. Art is just the things that you are not able to do. Oh, Marco, thanks for giving us the link. I don't have time to read what the article says right now, but you can brief us if you want to, or not. Yeah, so Rick is right. Who cares? I mean, art is just a word, and we use word to define stuff. But if we don't agree on what the word defines, then it's a problem of semantics, not of the object itself. So I think this discussion will be pointless. Right, Liviu? Yeah. But what I do know is that the concept of an artist that wants to express himself is something really new in history because we didn't really have this. I I think maybe when did it start? After the Renaissance, definitely. But before that, painters were just workers. Like you would paint a painting as you would, I don't know, paint a house. There was no difference in significance or no difference in status for somebody who did that. I know that I've learned in school that in ancient Greece, art was just the the product of the mind. So if you wrote poetry or plays, or if you wrote music, I think music was included, or architecture, that was considered art, but not sculpting and painting because you did that with your hand and you were copying reality. So you were just a worker. You weren't an artist. It wasn't stuff of the mind. It was stuff of the body. So it wasn't included in this high art thing. It was just a thing people did for money. And I think even in Renaissance, all the artists were doing art by commission, doing paintings for rich people, and they weren't really expressing themselves, weren't trying to send a message, except look at this guy, he's so great, he's so rich, he's so great, and religious art. But an artist that has a message to the world and wants to express himself is something relatively new to our history. Just catching up with the comments. Yeah, Marco, is the same with me with David Lynch. I totally get that feeling. Am I just stupid or I don't understand it? Yeah, Cyberdemon. Yeah, it's true. And there are so many critics to the art today saying that, oh my God, where are the values? Everything has changed. But you know, all in history, like all, there was always a current and then a counter reaction to that current. So whenever people thought something was important and significant, the next generation tried to do the exact opposing thing and go to the other extreme. So this has always been a balance, and the old generation always will critique the new generation and say that, oh my God, the world is so bad, it's never been so bad before. But who are we to judge? You know, we're just seeing the world and art from our viewpoint, and which is a cultural heritage, and we cannot really see it objectively because we cannot. So I don't know. These discussions are so deep, and I have to draw some eyebrows. So
Coming.
yeah.
So are you gonna let me stream?
Yeah, I asked him if he's streaming, but he didn't answer.
You did?
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry.
You had your headphones and I thought you didn't hear
You
me.
can stream for like another 5 minutes. And
Yeah, I don't mind. I just want to
No, I can leave Nico and I can talk about art with the other people because I cannot catch up on the comments and answer to people and draw brows.
Sure.
What a funny thing. we're having highbrow discussions and I'm drawing bras. Bras.
Furry bras.
Furry brows. Yeah. So, guys, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna read your comments and I'm gonna answer from behind the camera because I'm moving the camera here to Migo.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the
Literally.
scenes. Yeah, so don't go anywhere. I'm gonna read your comments and maybe answer to them. Bye, guys. Peace and love, craft.